You probably remember chickenpox, right? That itchy, spotty thing pretty much all of us went through as kids. Well, it turns out that's only chapter 1 of the story. Today, we're digging into the secret life of this virus and why its story gets really interesting and really important during pregnancy.
So, let me just ask you this. What if that virus is still with you right now? Because for almost everyone who's ever had chickenpox, it is. The virus doesn't just pack up and leave. Nope, it goes into hiding for life.
So how is that even possible? Well, to get it, we need to meet the culprit behind the whole thing. This isn't just some random bug. It's a specific virus with a pretty wild two-act life.
Okay, so its official name is varicella zoster virus, or VZV for short. It's part of the herpes virus family, and this family is famous for one sneaky trick. They know how to play the long game. They can set up a permanent, dormant infection in your body. Act 1 for VZV is chickenpox, and its big comeback performance later in life, that's shingles.
Think of this virus like a tiny little sleeper agent. During the initial chickenpox infection, while you're busy with the spots and the itching, the virus travels from your skin up through your nerves and sets up a secret base of operations in nerve clusters right near your spine. And there, it just goes quiet. It hides out silently inside your nerve cells for years, sometimes decades, just waiting.
So this virus is just hanging out, dormant. And for most people, most of the time, that's totally fine. But pregnancy? Well, pregnancy is a totally unique time for the body, and it changes the stakes. It creates a new situation, especially for the small number of people who aren't already immune to this virus. And here's the really crucial part. Over 90% of adults are already immune. They've either had chickenpox before or they've been vaccinated. So for the huge majority of people, this isn't a big worry. We're really focusing on that other group, because if you happen to be in it, if you're not immune, then getting exposed during pregnancy means you need a clear, proactive plan.
Okay, so what if a non-immune person does get chickenpox while they're pregnant? What are we actually talking about here? Let's be clear, complications are not common, but when they do happen, they can be serious for both mom and the baby.
So for the mother, getting chickenpox as an adult is just a tougher experience than it is for a kid. In some rare cases, it can lead to some pretty serious stuff, like viral pneumonia, hepatitis, or even encephalitis, which is inflammation of the brain. Now, the key word here is rare, but it's exactly why doctors take this so seriously.
Now, for the baby, the timing of the infection is absolutely everything. If mom gets chickenpox in the first 28 weeks of a pregnancy, there's a small, and I mean very small risk of something called fetal varicella syndrome. It is incredibly rare, but it can cause significant problems, and that's why all this prevention stuff is so important.
Then there's a totally different risk right at the end of the pregnancy. If a mother gets the chickenpox rash within about 4 weeks of her due date, her body might not have enough time to build up the right antibodies and pass them on to the baby. That means the newborn can actually be born with chickenpox, which is called neonatal varicella. And for a tiny newborn, that can be a very serious illness. All right, so we've talked about the risks, but here's the good news. There's a very clear, very effective prevention plan, and it's all based on official medical guidelines. The whole game here is about being proactive. So step 1, know your history. Talk about chickenpox at your very first prenatal visit. If you're not sure you've had it, it's no big deal. A simple blood test can tell you. If it turns out you're not immune, you can get vaccinated, but you have to do it before you get pregnant or wait until after delivery. So, during pregnancy, the advice is really simple. Just try to avoid anyone you know who actively has chickenpox or shingles.
And look, this isn't just some friendly advice. The official medical guideline from the Royal College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists is super explicit. It says to avoid contact, and, this is key, if you even think you've been exposed, tell your doctor or midwife without delay. Don't wait and see. That immediate phone call is crucial.
Okay, but what if you do everything right and you still get exposed? You know, life happens. First of all, don't panic. There is a clear step-by-step medical playbook already in place designed to protect you and your baby.
This is the big question, isn't it? Let's say you get a call. Your friend's kid has chickenpox, and you just had them over for a playdate yesterday. What do you actually do?
All right, here's the playbook. It's actually really straightforward. Step 1, and I honestly cannot say this enough, call your doctor or midwife right away. They'll probably want you to come in for a quick blood test just to confirm you're not immune. If you aren't, you'll be offered a preventative treatment. It's called PEP, and it's designed to stop the illness after you've been exposed. And then, you'll just be advised to keep an eye out and report any rash at all, no matter how small.
So this preventative treatment, this PEP, it usually comes in two forms. The number one choice is typically an oral antiviral medicine, something like acyclovir. The other option is an injection of pre-made chickenpox antibodies, called VZIG. The main thing to know is that there are effective medical tools that can either stop you from getting sick or at the very least make the illness much, much milder.
Phew! Okay, we have covered a lot of ground here, from the secret life of a virus to the clear medical plans that are in place. So let's just boil it all down and make sure we're all clear on the most important things to remember.
So, here are the key takeaways. Number 1, that chickenpox virus, VZV, it literally sets up shop in your nerves for life. Number 2, for the small group of people who aren't immune, getting chickenpox in pregnancy does have risks, but they are totally manageable. Number 3, the single most important thing you can do is find out if you're immune or not. That is step 1. And finally, trust the system. There are clear guidelines for this, and your doctor or midwife is your best partner in all of this. Always, always talk to them.
And all of this leaves us with a bigger, kind of fascinating thought. VZV is just one of many viruses that have figured out how to live with us, silently, inside our own bodies. So as we get better and better at understanding these lifelong viral companions, you just have to wonder, how is that knowledge going to change the future of medicine itself?